In this video, I am going to show you how to install that brand new Bosch Kiox 400C display that they just released, and it is compatible with a lot of existing bikes today. Finally, Bosch has stepped up their display game and came up with the Kiox 400C, a beautiful display, one of the best that exists out there today, and it is available for $299 today. I thought it was going to come next year, but you could get it on new bikes. You could get it aftermarket from my friends at RE Bikes, and I have a link in the description. Make sure you click it. It's got my code in it. And what we have is a display that is compatible with a lot of smart systems, but what's missing is you need a hole in your top tube so it will slot right in, right? So what Bosch did is they made manufacturers who use Bosch come up with this placeholder. This is a template, so the new display will pop right in. And this is the old controller. See how primitive it is in comparison, and it works like this. So if you have this on your bike, you're like, why is that thing so big and ugly? And when it's just it's just 5 lights, okay? So this was a placeholder. So what you need to do is you just need to replace this with a new thing and the Kiox 400, and it will plop right in and it will work. Probably like a 1-minute job. You just need a Torx 10, easy job, and then I'll walk you through the rest of the steps in this video so you can finish the job. So this is the easiest step, but then you have to pair that wireless remote with the new Kiox 400C. All right, we have a T10 Torx. Loosen it. Pop this whole thing out. Just pull it off the wire. And now you have the Kiox 400. There is a line here for alignment. Front first. Torque it. Turn it on and test it. And now you have to pair your remote to this new control unit. Okay, now that you have the Kiox 400C in your bike, you can actually use it that way already. You'll be fine, you go for a ride. But really, the beauty of it is when you have that wireless remote, and the wireless remote is talking to your old guy right here. So you need to pair that wireless remote with your new system. You need to establish your connection with your Bosch Follow app and your phone. All right, so let's do that right now. Now that we have replaced the control unit with the Kiox 400C, we now have to pair our remote because it is wireless and it talks to this old unit right here. All right, so we put that aside. The tools you will need are a small Phillips screw and a pick. Life will be a lot easier if you have these two. And you got to remove the remote out of the bike. And this is a handy skill to learn because when your remote runs out of battery, you have to do the similar thing. And here's where the pick comes in handy. They're very tight, and there is a rubber seal right here that seals water out, but also prevents it from getting your fingers in there. Super tight. Take the battery out. All right, so that is resetting itself. Meanwhile, we need our Flow app. So the Flow app needs to be paired to the Kiox 400, which I have already connected, syncing. All right, it's ready to go, but the remote is not talking to it. And how we do it is we go to settings, and then you got to register your bike. If you're not yet registered, just click the register button. Then you have e-bike pass, and here are the components that are connected. They're not obvious, the terminology, I'm sorry. And we have the Kiox 400C, the drive unit, and a missing remote. So let us add a new device, which is a mini remote. Okay, so now it wants it powered up and in Bluetooth mode. So I'll put it on temporarily, blinking green. I press the minus button, it turns blue, and it is detected. And I say connect. Successfully connected. So we are really done. We just have to test it out before we reinstall it with a gasket. All right, so we go to the bike. The bike is right here. All you need to do is have some semblance that the buttons are working. And the buttons are indeed working. So we'll figure that out later, but now we just need to put this back together. All right, now that the control unit and the remote are paired, you can test it. Anytime you hit an arrow, you should be able to go through the menu. You can make a selection and it times out. Paginate, make a selection. All right, now that you've done that, you are ready to go. You have a beautiful display. You could, I think you can turn it off if you don't want it, but man, that thing is just so handy just to have there. And Bosch has some of the best information available. You can do route planning, maps. You can find out how much your legs are working, all that jazz. So pretty darn cool. So I have another video that shows you how to download the new firmware for your Bosch motor. Most importantly, the CX5. If you have the CX5, the latest one, you can have 100 newton meters of torque and not just 85. And torque is everything. So and it really works. On that video, I'll have a test of it to see how much faster it is compared to the old and compared to the new Levos and the DJI Amflow. And maybe in this week, I'll show you how to install that Bosch extender that really works well with that bike, especially if you have a 600 battery and now you have an 800, because with more power comes more consumption, right? So, but there's a real trick on the RE bike, because the wire is at the top. You have that ugly wire going from the bottom to the top. I'll show you how to mount this battery backwards so the wire is super short. All right. So thanks a ton, everybody.